What to do if inflation spikes again this summer, and maybe you can relate. I know that I'm still paying a ton more at the grocery store, and my 2019 dollar, that back in 2019, that same dollar has about an 80% buying power in 2025, and I would hate to see more erosion in the buying power of the dollar. However, we don't know what the deficit will cause. We don't know what Treasury bill auctions will cause. And most of all, we don't know what these tariffs are going to bring. So these are very, very real things. And of course, we put a ton of time and energy into this video. All that I ask you for is a like and a subscribe. I'll give you a squirrel picture of the squirrels on my back deck that we're feeding with some of the peanuts. And of course, YouTube algorithm loves the like and subscribe. So thank you. Leave comments below and let's continue. Gas prices are climbing, food is rising, and we are headed for another inflation wave this summer. That's a big question that a lot of us have in the back of our heads because we want to go out and spend and we want to save and we want to do the things that are really powerful to our everyday existence. But the fact is that inflation kind of scares people away and nobody likes uncertainty, and particularly if you're going to make a big purchase. So today we're going to break down what you should be doing right now to protect your wallet. What's the summer inflation forecast looking like? Whether you're in the United States, Canada, the UK, or Australia, anywhere in the Anglosphere, we are all getting struck by inflation. But let's talk about the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States and what it's going to signal here in June. We know for sure that Trump has had some meetings with Jerome Powell, and with all the rhetoric Trump has thrown out, particularly personal attacks on the character of Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, we also want to be mindful that Powell's still there and Powell's still calling Federal Reserve policy, particularly on interest rates. We're curious about how these things are going to affect energy prices, food prices, and rent projections. And the fact is, if you put some other factors in there like AI and, of course, cryptocurrency, and the huge energy demands on these areas, we know that there could be additional rises in prices. And of course, we also know there's always been a historical summer surge, whether it's energy prices and air conditioning, whether it's fuel prices. We just want to pay close attention to these because these are the things that are going to affect the bottom line and it's going to affect your wallet. What people often miss? Well, let's face it, wages have been lagging quite a bit. And once again, if you have inflation that's rising 3-4%, but wages that are kind of stagnant at a 2% increase, we have to make up that gap in some way, shape, or form by trying to save more or earn more, one of the two, and maybe even affected by this. And if you have, please leave a comment because these are very, very powerful and emotional issues, but also this channel has a ton of intelligent people watching it, people that are outside the box thinkers, and people who see things that maybe we don't always see on Main Street. Help us know what you're doing, what you're planning, or how these things are affecting you, because your input really does matter a ton, and I read every single comment. Shrinkflation is a very real thing. Have you gone to the grocery store and bought what was at least at one point in time a half gallon of ice cream, and then you take a look and now the prices have gone way up, and of course you're getting less than a half gallon of ice cream. This is a classic example of shrinkflation. It is happening everywhere. Smaller boxes, smaller bags, and more costs. This is the stuff that's being passed right on to the consumer, and that's you and that's me on Main Street. There's 3 moves to make, and I think these are things that you can do right now. And what these moves do, not only are they actions that you can take, but they're empowering. And when you become empowered, that means you're not waiting for things to happen to you. What you're really doing is you're setting the pace, you're setting the tone, and changing your mindset about what you can do if and when inflation hits. So there's a couple things here, and one of them is called an emergency savings account. Now, of course, people always say that you need to have 3 to 6 months out there on emergency savings. And of course, people have been dipping into those things. So it's easier said than done. I realize it. But if I could share another idea with you, consider the fact that everybody, including me, needs a side hustle. That side hustle is designed to augment your income, whether you're on retirement, whether you're somebody who's trying to put kids through college, like me, or you're somebody who's trying to plan for the future, like me. The bottom line is, a side hustle is a thought of empowerment all over again, that you're not waiting for someone to come take care of you. And no, no, no. Instead, you're taking practical, actionable steps to move your game forward. Also, consider fixed rate debt refinancing. And I want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that as well, whether it's a credit card. Lots of credit cards have the opportunity to roll over to 0% financing for 6 months, 1 year, even some up to 2 years. And that's something to take into consideration. And hopefully most of you aren't carrying credit card debt, but if you are, that's an idea. Also, when it comes to a car, when it comes to homes, maybe, just maybe, there's an opportunity to take care of some of that debt, free up some of your cash flow. And of course, there's always these little things like not just buying in bulk, like at your local Costco trip, and I am a Costco member, but I'll go one step further. The idea is looking over your bills and being mindful that there are things being charged to your credit cards like every single month that you want to be aware of. And every now and then a credit card inventory is not a bad idea. So folks, thanks for joining me. I want to remind you that the biggest battle we're fighting every single day is over our thoughts and our actions. And the fact is, one of the best things you can do every single day is do the things that are going to keep you healthy, because a healthy you really matters. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe, and I can provide this to you on a daily basis right to your inbox. Until then, thanks for joining me. Have a good day.